The art of boundary setting really is an amazing gateway for women to literally walk in their worth and deservedness for their more life. Boundaries are the guardrails, they are the road sweeper, they are the path creator for our purpose in our highest self, literally. Without boundaries, we cannot create space for our highest self to show up and to sustain her at that thriving level. So the art of boundary settings literally is my 5-step system to being your own gatekeeper for your more life. And I'm going to be going through every step of how to really tap into this power that you have to create the right limitations and standards for yourself, but also to honor your highest self every single day of your life. So really embodying her by the decisions and habits that you make day by day. So step 1, I'm going to talk to you about how to get really clear on what your expectations and standards are. I think most women, we really don't know, right? Let's just be clear. We know how we feel, what we're sensing, but we don't know how that translates to our value system, our belief system, and then how that translates to what we need to do about that, what level we should be residing at. And so what I noticed is that some women can be too flexible or inflexible, right? And so it's about finding that happy medium where our value system is really in line with our authentic code, which should be our highest self. So step 1, get clear on our value system, our belief system, and what that needs to be to have our more life, and making sure that those ideals are in heart alignment. Step 2 is how to really actually create the energy sovereignty you need for that value system. We all have an energetic capacity that we need to continuously expand to call in the things that we want in our lives. And for a lot of people, our boundaries or our lack of boundaries drain us so that we cannot actually show up in our sovereignty, literally. So step 2 is to create the energetic capacity and sovereignty you need so that your energy, your time, your talent, your treasure is being used to create abundance, to attract abundance, to really live in that limitless potential that you need for your more life. And then step 3 is the actual boundary setting itself. So this is where a lot of us trip up. I can't tell you how many calls, how many hours I work with clients and students on their boundaries and actually putting them in place and sustaining them. So step 3, I go in detail about really understanding the different types of boundaries that you can actually have to fulfill those expectations and standards that we talked about before, but also how to honor your energy. And then we also talk about how to put the actual boundary itself in place. So boundaries are not just I'm telling you I don't want something. A boundary is energetic and spiritual. A boundary is physical, tangible. It also is emotional and mental. So there is a level to setting a strong and good and healthy and appropriate boundary. And I go through showing you how to do on each of these levels. So can you imagine how strong your boundary will be if it's not just a verbal boundary, but it's a physical, it's an emotional, it's a mental, it's a spiritual and energetic boundary too? Sis, you ready to take off, okay? So we go in detail about actually putting that boundary in place. Step 4 is all about embracing the test. So there's a lot of this philosophy around tests, universal tests, and are they positive? Are they negative? Oh my God, I got tested and I failed. Okay, I'm self-sabotaging, all this stuff. There's so much fear and uncertainty around what these tests are. And I'm here to tell you that tests are amazing. They are your gold medal, letting you know that you are winning the race, or that you're even in the race to begin with. So I show you how to really embrace tests, how to really navigate them with success, and also how to use tests to ferment, really solidify your boundary. And boundaries are also a skill set. So tests are a way to really tap into that knowledge around the boundary, tap into how to go, how to handle the boundary when it's being placed. And also tests are there for a massive expansion. So it prepares us, it prepares us for our level up. It readies us for what we're attracting. It also helps us learn a skill or a knowledge or a learning that we need, but also it is our bridge to more expansion. So sometimes when we're working on things, or we have a really, really big goal, like dating someone, and we may have 3 things that we're looking for. We meet somebody that only has 2, and we're not sure is this the right one or not. But really, it's about getting tested so that you can see that it's possible to have someone that has that second characteristic that you haven't experienced before. So it's there to expand your energy capacity, expand your belief system on what you think is true for yourself or could be true for yourself, right? So I go through tests to show you these different common tests that we have, how to use them for your level up and for expansion, and how to use them so that you're not self-sabotaging, you're not falling back in bad habits, and you're not like limiting your potential and your worth and your deservingness. Okay, so I talk about tests for expansion. And then step 5, I go into how to evaluate your boundaries. So this is massive because we grow. As we grow, our boundaries need to grow with us. So just like I said, we have these bridge tests that like kind of our catalyst to something bigger that we didn't know we could call in. Our boundaries are the same way. Like I said before, they're the guardrails on our purpose path. So can you imagine as you're leveling up and you are walking your purpose path, you're walking more in your highest self, and then you're going to be calling in more stuff. So your boundaries get more attuned to your highest self, get more attuned to living more in your authentic code, which is absolutely beautiful. So we have to evaluate our boundaries and making sure that they are the stepping stone to our self-actualization, to our highest self. And we have to make sure that our boundaries are appropriate for where we are and what we're trying to work on. So for example, some people are like really, not some people, a lot of people, like a lot of women, we're focused on maybe like not being lonely. So we want a partner. And then we're wondering why we're dating like duds, you know what I mean? And so it's about looking at, okay, you may be really focused and inflexible about what you're wanting dating wise and what you're wanting in a partner, but you haven't set boundaries on your finances. You haven't set boundaries on having a stable housing or a good career or a satisfying career, or you haven't worked on self-love. So then that partner can't come in if those safety and stability and security priorities are not met first, right? So we want to evaluate your boundaries for the effectiveness and its appropriateness to make sure that you're still in heart alignment and that you're moving up, in the right way to get to your destination. And throughout this whole process, I also talk about boundary setting grief. So it is probably a new concept. I haven't seen it anywhere else, but during the boundary setting process, there is grief. Like grief is what is experienced. And because we're literally going through the loss process of a thought, of a belief, of a person, place, or thing, of an experience. And so we also have to honor the fact that we're going through grief. And when we do that, we have the compassion and grace necessary to successfully move through the boundary setting process. So that is a really beautiful bonus for the art of boundary setting, is the boundary setting grief masterclass and how to work through those different stages. All right, some more bonuses. So you've heard me talk about cord cutting and how powerful that is. So I have added the cord cutting workshop as well as the meditation to the art of boundary setting because it is part of having energy sovereignty. So the energetic boundaries, so spiritual boundaries. So I have added that so to help you reposition your energy, reposition your attachment to the person, place, or thing or thought that you are going through the grief for, right? That you are putting the boundary limitation on. So it will help you really reposition your energy. It will really help you release that attachment to that thing that you're putting a limitation on, and it'll also help you replenish your energy for what you are now expanding into and attracting. All right, and so another bonus that I have is my energy audit workbook. So this is where you will literally go through and actually, figure out what's draining my energy, how's draining my energy, what's uplifting my energy, how's it doing that, how do I want to use my energy, how do I want to be in intentionality about my energy. So the energy setting audit is like deep, okay? It really helps you to really take a step back and put your energy into perspective so that when it comes down to creating the boundary itself, you know how to navigate yourself in your capacity. And then the other bonus that I have so far is is a discounted seat in the Hello Highest Self masterclass mindset course. So my signature mindset course, which you know is the epic of epic expansion processes, and it's there for the full up leveling. I mean, there is so much content, so I'm not going to go in detail about it right now. You can definitely go on my website and check it out. But yeah, so you have a discounted seat in there, and I think it is appropriate because once you start setting boundaries, you're going to want more up leveling, and I want to honor you for already like investing in yourself and putting this work into practice. So I want to really support you in having your full expansion. And there may be some other bonuses coming. I'm thinking of some other bonuses, but for right now, that's what I got. And so, yeah, so this is the Art of Boundary Setting coming up soon. If you are interested and you want to get on the list to be the first to enter the course, because I will be doing a round of it together with some other goodies. And I definitely want it to be something that's supportive and nurturing and that is really encouraging you to take this leap. I've been seeing boundary work all over the place. So I know it is right now that women need this the most. So I'm really wanting you to take that step and say that you're ready to embody the best version of yourself, and you know you're sick of just going day by day and not honoring yourself. All right, so if you're interested, drop me a DM, drop me a message, so I will put you in the course. Bye.